welcome to Engineering Economics. Our topic for today is about the different basic economic study methods. First, we will be discussing the present worth. So, we know that the value of our money today is not the same value of money at some other point in time. And when we need to use different tools, tables, and formulas when comparing alternatives, this will help us to connect various transactions over time into one equivalent present value. So, present worth goal is to conduct a series of costs and benefits over a period of time into one equivalent present time value. So we will be using different steps. So present worth has 4 different steps. First is to define various benefits and costs identified through a single or multiple alternatives and the period of the entire investment. Second is to select a desired rate of return or discount rate. Third, use the present worth formulas and compound interest tables. Lastly, if the present worth is greater than 0, so probably it is a good investment. Okay, our first example for present worth is if we have an alternative X that has a first cost of 20,000, an operating cost of 9,000 per year, and a 5,000 salvage value after 5 years. While alternative Y will cost 35,000 with an operating cost of 4,000 per year and a salvage value of 7,000 after 5 years. Both has an MARR of 12% per year, which alternative should be selected. So first, we should gather all the given data. So for alternative Y, or our first alternative, we have the annual worth of 9,000. So it is negative because it's a cash outflow. Now for salvage value, we have 5,000 and its first cost is equals to 20,000, which is a negative because it's an outflow. Now for alternative Y, or our second alternative, we have the annual worth of 4,000, a salvage value of 7,000, and the first cost, which is 35,000. We have the interest rate of 12% and N is equals to 5 years. Now, in solving for present worth, please note that if we are looking for present worth, we should convert all the given cost and salvage value to present worth using formulas or tables. So, ang hindi lang natin i-compute is yung pinaka first cost kasi eto na yung pinaka present value ng money. So, kumbaga nasa time 0 tayo. So, yun yung kanyang pinaka capital. So, yun yung we don't need to compute for the equivalent present worth. So, ang i-compute lang natin for present worth is yung annual cost and the salvage value. Okay, so we have here a formula for present worth when it comes to annuity. So, PB is equals to A multiplied by the quantity 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 divided by I multiplied by 1 plus I raised to N. Now, if the given is the future, it has a future value. So, PV is equals to F multiplied by the quantity 1 plus I raised to N. Now, if we can also make use of the compound interest tables. So, the formula is PW minus negative P minus A multiplied by the quantity P with given A. It's 12% interest and multiply and 5 plus the future worth multiplied by P with given F, 12% and 5. So, our first cost is 20,000. So, it's negative minus 9,000, which is the annual cost, multiplied by the factors 3.605. So, we can get 3.605 if we make use of the formula or by using the compound interest table. So, same lang yung magiging answer. So, it's plus 5,000 multiplied by the factor of 0.5674. So, for our first alternative, it has a present worth of negative 49,608. While for our next alternative, so yung given natin is negative 35,000 minus 4,000 multiplied by the factor 3.605 plus 7,000 multiplied by 0.5674. So the present worth of our second alternative is equivalent to negative 45,448. So we will select the second alternative. Okay. So next method is the future worth. So we have revenue dominated cash flow diagram. So we have two different cash flow diagram. So we have the revenue dominated cash flow diagram and the cost dominated cash flow diagram. So first, for the revenue dominated cash flow diagram, the profit or revenue, the salvage value of all inflows to an organization will be assigned with positive sign, and cash or the cost outflows will be assigned with negative sign. So the corresponding future worth amount of different alternatives are calculated and compared. The alternative which has the maximum future worth amount should be selected as the best alternative. Excuse. While sa cost-dominated cash flow diagram, the cost or cost outflows of an organization will be assigned with positive sign, and the profit or revenue, the salvage value of all inflows to an organization will be assigned with negative sign. So the corresponding future worth amount of different alternatives are calculated and compared. So the alternative which has the minimum future worth amount should be selected as the best alternative. So we have an example here which is for the future worth, which is cost-dominated cash flow. Remember that when it comes to cost-dominated cash flow, our cost outflows are assigned with a positive sign, while the profit and revenue or the salvage value will be assigned with a negative sign. So, ang kukunin natin dito is yung mayroong pinaka-minimum future worth. So, for example, MS Christmas Costing Limited is planning to replace its annealing furnace. It has received tenders from 3 different original manufacturers. Annealing furnace. The details are as follows. So we have 3 different manufacturers. So it's the first manufacturer has an initial cost of 80,000 with a 12 years lifespan, an annual operation and maintenance cost of 8,000, a salvage value after 12 years of 5,000. While manufacturer 2 has an initial cost of 70,000, an annual operation, all of them has 12 years lifespan. So the annual operations and maintenance cost of manufacturer 2 is equivalent to 9,000 and its salvage value after 12 years is 4,000. while manufacturer 3 has an initial cost of 90,000, an annual operations and maintenance cost of 8,500, and a salvage value after 12 years of 7,000. So the question is, which is the best alternative based on the future worth method at I is equals to 20%. So solution. So first we will be computing for alternative 1 or the manufacturer 1. So it has a given of P or the present value of yung kanilang initial cost of 80,000. It has an annual cost of 8,000, the salvage value of 5,000. So this is for about 12 years with I is equals to 20%. So shown is the cash flow. So 80,000, so it is an outflow kasi initial cost. So for 12 years, meron tayong 8,000 na annual cost or operational cost. So lahat sila ay pababa, 8,000 yearly. So samantalang si 5,000 ay pataas kasi ito ay yung ating salvage value after 12 years. Now to compute, we have FW is equals to negative P multiplied by the factor F with given P, 20% in 12 years, minus the annual cost multiplied by F with given A, 20% and 12, plus the salvage value. So here we have the formula, FV is equals to A multiplied by the quantity 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 divided by I. While FB is equals to PV when it comes to present initial cost, PV multiplied by the quantity 1 plus I raised to n. So, yung ating initial cost for our alternative 1 or the manufacturer 1, we have 80,000 multiplied by the factor 8.916 plus 8,000 multiplied by the factor 39.581 minus 5,000. So, yung future worth ni manufacturer 1 is 1,024,928. So, note again that if we are looking for the future worth, we should convert all the given cost and salvage value to future worth using formulas or tables. So, as you can see, dapat yung cash outflow should be negative. Since this is a cost-dominated cash flow diagram, kaya naging positive si lahat ng cost and then yung salvage value ay magiging negative. So, yung future worth ng first alternative is 1,024,928. Now, let's go to the second alternative. The second alternative or the manufacturer 2 has an initial cost of 70,000, an annual cost of 9,000, the salvage value of 4,000, then N is equals to 12 years and I is equals to 20%. So, shown again here is the cash flow diagram for alternative 2. Now, to compute, we have FW is equals to P multiplied by the factors F over F with given P, 20% and 12 plus the annuity multiplied by F with given A, 20% and 12 minus the salvage value. So, it's 70,000 multiplied by the factors 8.916 plus 9,000 multiplied by 39.581 minus 4,000. So, ang future worth ng second alternative or ni manufacturer 2 ay 976,349. Now, We have here the solution for the alternative tree or the manufacturer tree. It has an initial cost of 90,000, an annual cost of 8,500, salvage value of 7,000, and is equals to 12 years, and I is equals to 20%. So to compute, we have FW. We have 90,000 multiplied by the factor 8.916 plus 8,500 multiplied by the factors 39.581 minus 7,000. It is equals to 1,131,878. Now remember that when it comes to cost dominated cash flow, ang pipiliin natin ay yung may minimum future worth. So the best alternative will be the second, the manufacturer 2, because it has the least cost. But in case that the given is the revenue, we should choose the larger amount or cost. So we have the annual worth, advantages of annual worth method. More practical in selecting alternatives, easy to be understood by any individual, and can be calculated for only one life cycle. So example, an asset has a first cost of 20,000, an annual operating cost of 8,000, and a salvage value of 5,000. After 3 years at interest rate is equals to 10%. So find the annual worth for 1 and 2 life cycle. So the formula for annuity is equals to PV divided by 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 divided by I multiplied by 1 plus I raised to n. And when it comes to future, the given is future, we have A is equals to F multiplied by I divided by 1 plus I raised to n minus 1. So the given is the initial cost o yung first cost natin, which is 20,000, an annual operating cost of 8,000, and the salvage value of 5,000 for 3 years. So AW is equals to negative 20,000 multiplied by the factors A over P minus A with given P 10% and 3 minus 8,000. So wala na tayo ditong i-multiply or i-convert sa annuity kasi nga annual worth naman siya. So plus 5,000 multiplied by A with given F 10% in 3 years. So we have here negative 20,000 multiplied by the factors of 0.4021 minus 8,000 plus 5,000 multiplied by the factors 0.3021, which is equals to 14,532. So that is for one cycle. Now, how about kung 2 cycles yung gagamitin? So, ganun pa rin, we have the 20,000 first cost. Yung annuity natin na 8,000 for 6 years. So, salvage value ng 5,000 every 3 years. So, yung sa 3 years niya, so we have to convert it first to present worth before we continue computing for annual worth. That is, eto yung ating pinag-uusapan doon. So, kung meron kang salvage value na 5,000, and since second life to, so meron ka ulit ditong 20,000. So, 20,000 minus 5,000 is 15,000. So, ito ay co-convert muna natin doon sa present worth. Ibabalik lang natin doon sa 0 years. So,